right? Ugh, I feel like I have a hair in my eye. Every time I grab the Easy Bar, I think to myself, why didn't I buy the rackable version? Should have just bought the rackable one. And it's warm out today. Let me turn on the fan. Warm and incredibly muggy. Wow, that's a lot of spiders. You'd think I'd never use this stuff. Feels a little weird. What's up, Zach? Welcome. How you doing? Happy. What day is it today? Tuesday. Tuesday? It's Tuesday. I'm doing all right. Certainly had a few better days. I've had some weird sickness. Oh, I didn't change the cables. Well, we'll see if that works. I worked all day on Saturday in the garage or in the bathroom on the renovation, and then Saturday night started feeling off, and then absolutely got trashed by whatever I got sick with on Sunday and yesterday. So today is kind of the first day where I'm starting to feel back to normal. JRE, what is it? Scientist? Yes, I am a scientist. It's true. Thank you. Yeah, it's weird. I'm all over the place for my job, but I don't usually get sick a lot, to be honest. But yeah, for some reason this one's been not super fun. So today I'm not going to go crazy. Probably somewhere like 5 reps in reserve. Not going to push it really hard. I still got some shortness of breath and just some not so great symptoms, but it's all good. Not a huge deal. Elaborate. That's awesome. Nice. Love the pun. So I'm a genetic scientist, kind of slash engineer slash mechanic. I don't know. I just posted a short, was it yesterday, I think? A little thing where I kind of describe my job, but it's a lot of working on instruments that sequence DNA and do fragment analysis for like human identification and research, also just a ton of different applications, cancer diagnosis, stuff like that. So that's my domain. Does that help? JRare 5S.8. Welcome to the stream. Like it if you're feeling like it. I'm still stuck on elaborate. I don't even like puns, and that was a good one. you can create a new species. So like I don't do a lot of like de novo research, like trying to figure out new things to do. I mainly support customers and clients that are doing the research themselves. So there's all kinds of different scientists. I am not a research scientist. I'm more on the analytics side and on the the side of supporting clients. So I certainly will not be creating a new species. Sorry for the stuffiness today. Like I said, feeling a little bit under the weather. Appreciate the well wishes, Zach. Feel free to like and subscribe. Oh, this is weird. Getting some slightly different sensations. I don't always work out when I'm sick. I think there's sort of an in-between. It's totally legit to not work out at all when you're sick. Try to just focus on recovery. I've been laid up in bed the last 2 days and I'm sick of it. So just kind of trying to ease back into it. But yeah, I mean, do what you want to do. Eat plenty of food and try to recover. And if you are going to work out, I would recommend just kind of taking it slow. So that's just my 2 cents, unsolicited advice. Hey, what's up, Hades? How's it going, man? Welcome back. Hope your week is off to a good start, all of you. Tala, what's up? Welcome. I'm doing okay. A little bit sick today, but that's all good. Thanks for asking. How are you? Feel like we're getting the crew in here today. That's nice. Kind of exciting. Honestly, like the worst part about this particular bug, sickness, whatever I have, is the shortness of breath. That's the most annoying part, and then the poor sleep. Obviously, as I yawn, the sleep is not great. But I was vacuuming out my car today. I went and got the oil changed and got it washed. And then I was vacuuming it out. And I realized like halfway through vacuuming it, I was like, like heavy breathing, which is just kind of dumb. It's amazing how a little bit of a virus can take down a really important, de-optimize a really important subsystem. Friend's birthday party this weekend. Nice. I was recently sick and flu. Yeah. Yep. Sickness. Not a whole lot of fun. Like I said, we'll kind of take it easy today with this lift. We're not going to go 0 reps in reserve or anything. Sometimes getting a good lift in can kind of get the energy levels up and bring you out of something. But and then usually what happens is when you're sick, things that should be a little bit easier are not quite as easy. Like these 20 pounds. This is just pulling 40 pounds, and this feels like insanely difficult. All right. Okay. Whew. What do you guys like to do when you're sick? What's the method? I've been having some bone broth, chicken bone broth, which is just a delightful fall thing to have, in my opinion. And it's a good way to utilize like the whole chicken too. If you're a meat eater, I like to buy like chickens, like the whole chicken, and either roast it or break it into its individual cuts and do different meals out of it, and then you can just use the carcass for your stock. Boil it for a long time, simmer, I guess. No, huh, bro, do you Twitch for this or Kick, not YouTube? He doesn't pay good. You know, I've had a couple people recommend Twitch, but I just don't. I don't know. I feel like Twitch would be even more competitive in terms of streaming, in particular. I may try it out. Somebody was like, "You really need to do TikTok," but I think TikTok is not long for the U.S. at least. So I don't really want to get into a platform that's going to face like pretty strict regulations. But yeah, maybe I'll try Twitch. I'm not sure. No. Thanks for the thought. Yeah, Hades, that's a good one. Got a new job. Oh, cool. Yeah, I hope it brings all the best to you. What kind of job did you get, Tala? Congratulations. Hope it goes really well. Tomato soup. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of tomato soup, I'll be honest. It's not that I hate it. It's just I guess there is one application of tomato soup that I liked growing up. My mom would make homemade tomato soup, and then we had like, what did we do? I think we had like some maybe thick Italian bread that we'd make grilled cheese out of, and dipping the kind of homemade grilled cheese in the tomato soup was really good. So I don't know. That's my one tomato soup memory. But overall, not like a huge fan of tomato soup, to be honest. Oh man. That was me deciding if that was enough. All right. Whew. Thank you. Appreciate that. What should we do for triceps? What to do. Yeah, I think that's going to be good for biceps. Man, I feel like my voice is totally trashed today. Oh, I didn't put it down right. Oh my goodness. This is a disaster. Wait. I'm confused. What the heck happened here? 0, 0. That looks flat to me. Oh. Very clearly the brain is not working like it normally does. Gull, sorry if I'm not saying your name right. So I don't know so much about arthritis. I think probably your best bet is going to be consulting your doctor. And in a lot of cases, medication is probably the best vector for treatment. Arthritis isn't really one of those things that's like necessarily like tendonitis where you can sort of rehabilitate it. It's a condition that typically is, my understanding is that it's best treated with medication. I'm sure that there are some strengthening exercises that you could do. Yeah, weak joints and bones. Yeah, that's tough. Arthritis is not cool at all. Sorry to hear that, but probably I would say consult with your doctor and see if there are any medications that you can get on. I know some of the some of the technology out there is getting pretty good with tackling stuff like that. So that's what I would say. I know that's not super helpful, but that's what I would recommend overall. All right. Kind of want to do something different for triceps. So I've done PRP and on medication. I'm not. What is PRP? I'm not familiar with that. That's a new acronym for me. Maybe, unless I just don't know. Welcome to the stream. If you haven't liked the stream yet, that'd be awesome. Ah, gotcha. Nice. Well, it sounds like you're talking to the right people, at least. Platelet-rich plasma. You know, there's a guy named Brian. Lost his name. He's the Never Die guy. Brian. Yeah, the brain's just not working today, guys. Sorry. Anyways, he's like a longevity guy. He's doing all sorts of crazy experimental stuff, and he's doing like plasma infusions from his biological child, doing blood transfusion. It's really interesting. I'm not saying I recommend it, but it's interesting stuff. I wonder if there will be any research that comes out to support stuff like that in terms of longevity. But doctor asked me to do cycling. Yeah. I mean, I would say is within your pain tolerance. Obviously, it's best to stay active as we age. Maintaining really robust activity level is going to be really important for longevity, and even with some pathological conditions like arthritis or tendonitis or anything like that, and any degenerative sort of thing, don't give up on that. So if you can handle cycling, keep cycling. If you can handle some resistance train. Whatever keeps the activity level up. That's what I would say. So if cycling doesn't send your pain level through the ceiling, probably a good thing to do. Oh, really? Weird. I'm just 29, never happened in family history. Oh, interesting. No family history of arthritis. That's rough, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't give up hope, that's for sure. All right, we're just going to do some warm-ups here. Sorry about the sniffling. Like I said, feeling a little bit under the weather. Just get the joints warmed up here. If you are going to do exercise, I would recommend easing yourself into it, especially if it's not something that you've done before. So it really applies to anything, weightlifting, cycling. Don't just go out and have like an all or nothing approach. That's probably the worst thing that you could do. I would start slow, low load, low volume. So if you're cycling, that's, doing, a half mile or a mile on the first day, and just ramp up from there. So what you don't want to do is create a massive inflammatory response just because you wanted to get in and prove something to yourself or to other people. Take a moderate, metered approach, and get yourself ramped into it. Yep. Periodization is key. As your body adapts better to the stimulus, whether it's weight or cycling or anything like that, you can sort of ramp up the volume and the intensity and the length. So that's what I would say. You seem like a tough guy. appreciate the well wishes. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Give it a thumbs up, a double tap if you would. That'd be awesome. For some reason, the last 2 shorts I've posted, YouTube has not pushed at all, which is interesting. I can see like there are a bunch of metrics that it'll put up on YouTube, and one of the things is like how much YouTube decides to show in people's feed, and it correlates to a bunch of other. Appreciate that, goal. Thank you so much. Thanks for the like and the sub. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. The last 2 shorts have not done much, so I don't know. Goal, I'm from Eastern United States. Where are you from? All right. Let's get this. Let's do another warm-ups. Pakistan. Cool. What's the weather like out there right now? Well, you've got some serious mountains out in Pakistan. I'm sure the weather is quite variable. What time is it in Pakistan? It's got to be pretty late. All right. Too hot today, yeah. I bet. It'll get better. Nice, good. 1:30 in the morning. Okay, yep. Sounds about right. It's pretty late. If I was going to go to Pakistan, where should I visit? And what should I do? Where should I go and what should I do? Oh. Uh-oh, getting on your phone can be the death knell for a good night of sleep. Gotta be careful with that. Man, got nothing today, unsurprisingly. Northern areas, we'll get Hunza and Kashmir. Okay, beautiful, like heaven on earth. I do like spicy food, yeah. Love spicy food. I don't know that I'm like stalwart for spicy food. Like if I go to either a Thai restaurant or an Indian restaurant where they ask about level of spiciness, I usually do a little bit above medium. So I do like spicy food, yeah. Yeah? Like the food there. That's awesome. John, what's up, man? Doing okay. A little bit sick, but that's okay. Getting a relatively laid back workout in. I'm about 3 days into being sick, so started to feel a little bit better today. And so I'm trying to take it easy. But I did want to get a workout in today. I gotta drop the weight. Oh man, if you think I'm on gear, I would be the most unsuccessful geared lifter ever, I think. What's up, NC? The weather is okay. It is overcast, real cloudy, and a little bit dreary, but that's all right. I should take some rest. I laid in the same spot for about 10 hours on 10 hours on Sunday, and then I was laid up a lot of the day yesterday, so I've gotten plenty of rest. It's just I haven't quite recovered. What do you take pre-workout? NC, I do not take pre-workout. I've taken pre-workout twice or 3 times maybe, and the beta alanine, I get a really weird symptom from the beta alanine. Yeah, so most people wouldn't consider coffee to be a pre-workout. I think a lot of people are gonna think supplementation. I mean, vitamin B12 could be a pre-workout if coffee is, but no, I don't use coffee as specifically as a pre-workout. Since it has caffeine, it obviously can help and sort of be like a pre-workout, but I drink coffee in the mornings and I typically train in the afternoon, so I don't usually have anything with caffeine afternoon. I seem so young. Do I? What pre-workout do you use, NC? Oh, I was saying about the beta alanine. It would flush my face. Like my face would get all red, and it felt like I had somebody acupuncture, like pinning needles all over my face. I did not appreciate the sensation. It's extra money that I don't feel like I need to spend because I don't really have a problem most of the time, like getting into the gym and feeling motivated about it. So I mainly just, as far as supplements go, I just focus on whey to get my protein in every day, between 125 and 160 grams of protein typically. So, and I just don't want to do that with a conventional diet. Oh, okay. I heard beta alanine is what caused that, but the pins and needles especially. But I've taken niacin specifically because niacin is just a B vitamin, and haven't had that reaction though. So yeah, didn't like it. Don't need it. Don't want to spend money on it. I spend money on the whey protein just so I can more easily get my protein in every day. And that's pretty much what I roll with as far as supplements, just whey protein, that's it. And then just a regular diet. Oh, feeling real weak today because I'm sick. One more. I said I was going to go 5 reps in reserve today because I'm not feeling well, but it's hard to quantify that. I feel like I can figure out 0 to 3 reps in reserve a lot better than I can estimate 5 reps. I don't know. Goal, I go by TES or the eccentric scientist. Either one works for me. I seem young. How young do I seem? Ugh. I might be as young as I seem, or I might be quite a bit older. One thing I like to do for 22 millimeters. What is millimeters in this context? Do I want to know? I'm just kidding. 22 to 25. No, I'm not that young. Pretty close, NC. Pretty close. Ooh, gotta move this. Hang on. Should just move this over here. Oh, man. Yep, 29. Probably. Just gonna get the shoulders warm with this one. One more here. It's feeling pretty good. A little tweak in the biceps tendon today, but that's pretty normal for me. Me and my terrible tendons. I'm about 14 months into my lifting journey. Learned a lot in 14 months. Listened to probably hundreds of hours of podcasts. Like I got a little bit of info in my brain about this stuff, but I'm definitely still learning every day. So it's been a good 14 months. Been more, excuse me, more consistent in the last 7 months or so, and that's really helped me out. Actually see gains. I know you wouldn't think it just by looking at me right now, but I weighed 165 about a year and a half ago, and I currently weigh 151 with quite a lot more muscle than I had when I was at 165. So I'm pretty happy about the recomposition that I that I achieved in the last year and a half. Yeah, and see, I'm trying to for the foreseeable future, I will be a natural lifter. I have no intention ever of taking androgenic steroids. I don't care if people do. It's their life. They can do whatever they want for the most part. I have no intention of taking androgenic steroids. We'll see what the technology brings with non-androgenic steroids in the future. That might be kind of a similarly effective humanity boost that Ozempic is turning out to be, more than likely. So we'll see about that. But main point is staying natural. I think I could achieve a level of leanness maybe a couple percent below what I'm at currently, which I think is probably around 13 to 15% right now. I would like to be between 170 and 175 at 12 to 15% body fat. So that's going to be 25 pounds of muscle and a little bit less fat. So That's going to take a long time for me to get there, but I'm trying to. My goal is to play the long game, and I think most of that's going to come with my legs. I've got little legs. Family genetics were not nice to me, but I also had not worked them out really ever outside of sports up until about a year and a half ago. So SARMs and peptides. Yeah, I don't know a lot about those. Right now, I just know because I'm only a year and a half in, I'll be a beginner lifter for the most part for a while still, at least another 6 to 12 months, I think. My current goal is to mass from 151 to between 162 and 165 in the next 3 months, 3 to 4 months, and then cut down from there and see where I'm at. I finished a 6-week cut a few weeks ago. I've been eating at maintenance since, and I dropped 8 pounds in 6 weeks, which was fun. Nope, not at all. Yeah, anyways, let me get a set in here. I'm yapping a lot. So yeah, I'll put on 10 to 12 pounds, 10 to 13 pounds in the next few months, which is about 0.75% of my body weight per week. And as a natural lifter, at the beginning of my lifting career, quote unquote, I think it's reasonable to expect that I won't put on a ton of fat in 3 months of 12-pound gain. So that's what I'd like to do. I'm definitely not into the whole dirty bulk bear mode thing. Everyone's got their preferences. I don't judge people. I don't really judge people's bodies. I don't judge their preferences for how they like to treat their bodies or anything like that. So this is purely a preferential statement that I'm about to say. So obviously it's all preference, but I absolutely do not favor the whole giant looking guy that's probably like really strong, but also looks like he just drinks beer every night and eats wings. I know there are some people that are insanely athletic, crazy strong, that have that physique, and it just doesn't seem appealing to me at all. So, you know, respect for that, but I'll never that'll never resonate with me. Dirty bulk was dirty, not all calories are the same. Pretty much all calories are the same in terms of energy balance theory. When I say dirty bulk, I mean a surplus, a calorie surplus that equates to probably more than 1% or 1.5% of your body weight per week for an extended period of time. That's going to cause a rapid deposition of fat stores and take a long time to cut off. So, I mean, all calories pretty much are the same in terms of like what they actually are. Personally, very deep calculations. I hardly understand anything about it. Yeah. If you mean macronutrients, you're correct, but in terms of there's a pretty, so they actually did, it's called macro equivalence, where they were testing the energy balance method, and they essentially said, we'll give somebody a we'll give somebody a 500 calorie surplus for X number of weeks, and they had three groups rather, and they fluctuated the macros, all with the same ratio of 500 calorie surplus for individuals, and essentially there is no statistical significance between groups that had like a high fat macro diet as opposed to a high carb or high protein. Like they just didn't see a statistically significant difference in those experimental groups. So in that way, there have been several studies that have done macroequivalence, and it essentially comes down to the data that we have currently is pretty much that calories are calories no matter what your macro ratio is. There may be a tiny bit of wiggle room in there. I think there was one study out of 4 that they did that showed a very small but statistically significant difference with a high fat group. But again, that was one study out of 4, and so it just depends on how you want to weight the studies, essentially. Except from an energy perspective. Yeah, it was randomized controlled trial. Yep. I think it was 4 of them. I eat everything, never done any dieting. I gain, lose weight easily. Is it good? I mean, it's just your, I suppose it's your genetics. I think if you were to find your maintenance calories and track your food, you'd find that you gain weight when you're in a surplus and you lose weight when you're in a deficit. Because physics. But everyone's maintenance is going to be slightly different depending on their genetics. There's some people that, based on their basal metabolic rate and their non-exercise activity thermogenesis, their maintenance calories are going to be so insanely high compared to somebody else. NC, I think Dr. Lane Norton talked about the macroequivalence and cited the research on that. So there may be others out there, but that's my reference point. I would be very curious if there's if you know of any specific studies, randomized human specifically human randomized control trials, because we've done a ton of studies on energy balance in humans. Rat control trials can be helpful, but not nearly as good as doing human control trials, typically, all things being equal. And so if you have human randomized control trials that there's data for that stipulates that the ratios of macronutrients does play a statistically significant factor, specifically with regard to how your body deposes fat, I would love to see that. I haven't seen it myself, but that doesn't mean that it's not out there. So I guess that's what I'm saying. Send it over. I'd like to see it. I think there was one study, it was interesting. Some people that really dig on the whole KICO, calories in, calories out theory. They really hate it because they'd rather have it be a lot to do with hormone levels and other comorbidities and things like that. But there was one study that was, what was it called? Hang on. Metabolic adaptation. That's what it's called. But I think they did one study where they took like the contestants on The Biggest Loser and did an analysis and found that there was some metabolic adaptation, which is essentially if you eat fewer calories than your body needs, your body adapts by lowering its maintenance calories. That's not technically what it's doing, but that's the effect. But they found it was like a real marginal effect. It was kind of interesting. Yeah, Hades, some people have a fast metabolism. And in your case, I mean, you're walking to school every day or on a big campus, you're doing soccer and other sports, gym and all of that, like all throughout the day. sometimes multiple times a day. At least you're doing it every day, getting some level of activity in. And so those things add up. Both your exercise and probably your non-exercise activity thermogenesis equal an insanely high level of maintenance calories. Organs don't like dirty bulks, but I haven't seen a study that measures this. So I guess it depends on, we would have to define the term dirty bulk. If we define it like I'm saying, like a significant surplus, which is like maybe 1.5% of your body weight per week, if we could define it that way, that significant of a surplus is going to lead to high deposition of fat, which is absolutely going to have an adverse effect on some of your organs. I don't know what the effect, the effect size would be, but I think that's absolutely true. It's true that I also burn many calories. You do, yeah. Yeah. I think, didn't you say you eat around 4,000 calories a day, Hades? Maybe I'm making that up. But I think you put like your food log in here one day. And it was like an insane amount of food. Unfortunately, I have a thyroid pathology that probably lowers my maintenance calories a few hundred calories than a typical person that doesn't have my condition. And so my maintenance is like 2,300 calories. I can put on weight so easily because it's not hard to eat 2,300 calories, even quote unquote clean, you know. I did a bulk a couple months ago and it was so easy. Like I think at that time I did a 500 calorie surplus for 8 weeks. And it was nothing to be able to mass up 10 pounds. Really, really easy. But that just means like I really have to pay attention to what I'm eating if I want to maintain my calories. And especially in a deficit. I mean, I was eating 1,600 calories, between 1,500 and 1,700 calories per day on the cut I was doing. And that just sucked so bad. It was highly effective. And I was still getting at least 0.8 grams per pound of body weight in protein every day. And I was still training hard. So muscle maintenance during the cut was pretty good, at least visually. But in terms of like the psychological aspect of doing a cut that hard, it was not fun at all. 5,000, yeah, I mean, yeah, for you to put on significant muscle, woo, you'd have to be just eating so much. Yeah, thanks, Skull. Appreciate that. If you're in here and you haven't liked the stream yet, go ahead and give it a like. Yeah, in order to maintain that level of physical activity, Hades, the calories would have to be pretty intense. The one thing that really helped me when I was doing my fasting phase a couple months ago was if I was a few hundred calories short by the end of the day, I'd just drink like 12 ounces of whole milk. And that bumps me right up to right where my calories, where I wanted them to be. Does weight, height, age all count if you try to lose weight by eating less calories? Yeah, it's all of that's crucial. So how much you weigh, how tall you are, and what your age is are all really important things to understand. The most important thing to understand is regardless of all of those metrics, the question is how many calories does it take to maintain your weight? So not gain any weight, not lose any weight. And there are all kinds of ways of doing that. And I think probably the best way is control your weight measurement every single day, or maybe 3 to 5 times a week if you didn't want to do it every day. But you weigh with the same conditions, maybe in the morning, same clothes or no clothes on before you step in the shower or whatever. But you want to keep all your variables the same when you weigh in the morning, and then track your food meticulously as best as you can. And that'll give you an average of how many calories you ate every week, and then compare that to your weight trend. And you want to follow the trend line, not the scale weight. Your scale weight's going to go like this throughout the every morning. It'll kind of, if you had a steak, it'll jump up. If you had something really light, it'll probably be lower. But you want to follow the trend line. Most apps that you could put your weight into are going to give you a trend line. And so if your trend line is flat, you compare that to your average calories for the week. And as long as you logged properly, do that for 2 weeks. And if you have a flat trend line, you know what your maintenance calories are. And then from there, you just pull a deficit out if you want to lose weight, add a surplus if you want to gain weight, and go from there. NC, I'm not a nutritionist. Nope. I'm a biologist by training, genetic scientist by trade. Opinion on intermittent fasting. Yeah, so I think intermittent fasting is interesting because it's really popular these days, and a lot of people have found a huge amount of success in doing it. But I think what it boils down to is people are missing the fact that in most cases, it's still just energy balance, the energy balance method. So a lot of people will say, well, intermittent fasting helped me lose weight, and that can be objectively true, but they think it's the fasting that helps them lose weight, when in reality it's that if you compress your eating window to 8 hours, or some people even do something crazy like 2 hours eating window where they're getting all their calories in for dinner or whatever. Most of the time people are accidentally doing calorie restriction, putting themselves in a deficit. As far as I know, there isn't really anything magical about training fasted or anything like that. I know there's a lot of talk about ketosis and autophagy. I'm sure there are some benefits, but the whole idea that like fasting itself leads to a greater rate of weight loss just doesn't check out intellectually for me. I think it's really effective for some people because they feel good. They might have better clarity during the day while they're fasted. I'm the opposite. I don't do well. I've tried intermittent fasting in the past, and I do much better when I have 4 meals a day. Even if a meal is a protein bar with 20 grams of protein and 200 calories, and an Oikos Pro, which is again 20 grams of protein and 160 calories, or a couple things of fruit leather, stuff like that. Like, it doesn't have to be a sit down and have a plate of meal. But when I distribute those 4 times throughout the day, my energy levels are a lot more even. My mental clarity is way better. But that's my experience, right? I have friends, I was just talking to them 2 nights ago, actually, that 2 of them, they've had really good success with weight loss, and they feel really good when they're intermittently fasting. And so to that, I say, like, rock on, keep doing what you're doing, but just realize that unless you make it a lifestyle, which most people won't, because it's pretty extreme for most people, most people won't make it a lifestyle, and because of that, they'll go back to their other eating habits. The same behavioral psychology will take over if you're not paying attention, and then it'll just be weight gain, because you're going to be eating the same foods you ate before you lost all the weight, and you're just going to slam it right back on over the course of time. And then you'll think, it's my timing methodology that's important, when in reality, it's your eating methodology, what you're eating, that causes the weight gain and the weight loss. So that was a long, drawn out opinion, but that is my opinion on intermittent fasting. I'm 5'3", what should my weight be? So that's another thing. There are different measures. There are different measures for understanding what your weight should be. There is a bit of subjectivity in that. So like BMI is one measure, your body mass index. I think most people don't really put a lot of stock into BMI because it misses a lot of factors. Like genetics is one part of it, but also activity level is another. I can't remember what they say a quote unquote healthy BMI is, but you could punch it into Google and find out. I want to say it's like 25 or below. I could be wrong about that. Don't, check that out. But the main point is it's probably going to be pretty variable. Maybe a good metric is figure out your body fat percentage. You could Google images of body fat percentage reference and kind of try to compare it to your own physique and see about where you're at. That's still going to be a flawed method of finding it, but you might be able to get close. And then probably somewhere between 10 and 20% body fat is going to be where you want to be. Sorry, if you jumped on late. I've been sick the last couple of days, so my voice is ass. So yeah, I can't really say for sure go on what 5'3" your weight should be, but probably somewhere between 10 and 20% body fat percentage. Not sure our bodies are designed to be consuming food 24/7. I would say inversely, I'm not sure that our bodies are designed to not be consuming food 24/7 as well. Food is just a proxy for energy, and your body needs energy. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Like evolutionarily, you might have to explain what you mean a little bit more. I know. So a lot of people that are proponents of intermittent fasting say, well, back when we were Neanderthals or whatever, we used to kill a deer or some other form of meat, and we'd feast on that for like a day or two, and then we'd go a week without eating, and certainly there's going to be some genetic adaptations that occur over time when that's the singular methodology for fueling your body. That is natural selection at its core. The people who are able to fast for longer survive longer and better, and so they pass on their genes. There's some truth to that, but we've also been not at that stage for a long, long time. And there are things that we have at our disposal in modernity with technology that can be really valuable in spite of our hereditary selective background. And so, nobody would argue if you take multiple vectors in your life, your own healthcare, your ability to have kids and raise them, your ability to have a successful career in modernity, not thousands of years ago, but like literally today, no one's going to argue that, well, back when we were Neanderthals, we didn't have cars, we walked everywhere, so the healthy thing to do is to walk. And the question is, what do you mean healthy? Because maybe steps will keep you at a lower body fat percentage, but your health is the whole of your existence as a human. And so you wouldn't be able to probably, almost definitely across most of humanity in modernity, you wouldn't be able to have a successful career if you insisted on walking by population specifically. The people that live in cities and that are walkable and all that, I understand, but they're on the shallow part of the curve, not the high end of the bell curve. Perfect in 50 kilograms, and when I cross 50, my belly comes out. If I manage to stay at 50, then I look and feel good. Yeah, I mean, baseline is, who gives a shit what someone else thinks about you? If you like the way that you feel and you like the way that you look, probably roll with that. I personally, like I said, at 151, I'm probably somewhere around 12 to 15% body fat. And I absolutely know a difference between 165 pound me and 151 pound me. I call it walking around weight. My energy levels and my the overall feel, like how I get around, running upstairs, carrying things, I feel so much better where I'm at now, around 12 to 15%. And, there will be time to give a little bit and try to put on some more muscle where I'll add some to that percentage. But overall, I feel really good at this weight. So I feel you when you say 50 kilograms for sure. I understand where you're coming from. But basically, I guess what I'm getting at is you do you. Like if you feel like a beast walking around, all masked up, cool. Like that's awesome. Keep rolling with that. If you feel better at a lower body weight, fat percentage, that's cool too. That's where I'm comfortable. All right, it has been an hour. I need to I'm doing a bathroom renovation right now. I've renovated 2 out of 3 of the the bathrooms at my place. And so I'm currently doing the hardest one, the master bathroom. So it's been a while, but I'm finally at the putting it together phase. Pretty much knocked the whole thing out, and now I'm putting it back together the way that I want it. So see if the energy levels allow me to get some work done tonight. But yep. If you haven't subbed, that'd be awesome. Gull, I appreciate you subbing to the channel. I know some of you watch in the background. Hades and Zach are here most times, and I appreciate you guys. NC and Gull, it was good to have you for the first time. Thanks for joining up. Feel free to check out the rest of the content on the channel. I've been posting some shorts lately. Kind of fun to work up. Some are informational, some are not. So whatever you feel like getting. Yeah. So appreciate it, man. Thanks, NC. It's awesome. Thanks for joining today. It'll be good to jump on another stream with you guys and get another workout in, hopefully when I'm not feeling so sick. Yeah, and appreciate the thoughtful questions and the back and forth. It's always good to have great dialogue. Yep, you too, go. NC, you guys take care. Anyone else in the background, have a good day, guys. Appreciate you.